Welcome everyone to 55 and 5, the only show here on YouTube that goes through the entire 1955 Parkhurst Wrestling trading card set. I'm Ian Riccaboni. I'm joined by wrestling historian Cary Silkin.
Hello.
Hello, Cary. We've had some interesting names pop up. This is episode 21. We've talked about guys like Vern Gagne. We've talked about Johnny Rougeau, big time A-list guy in Montreal, and some names in between. And as we're going along through the set, we're going through the stars of 1955. Yeah.
Well, you're probably going to hit me up with 5 Doug Hepburns in a row. But that's part of the game.
Well, and the game here is that Cary and I like to talk wrestling history a lot. The intention is to provide 5-minute history lessons on each individual wrestler in the 1955 Parkhurst set. Parkhurst released cards primarily in Canada. These cards are in English and in French on the back. They're really cool. Have some great art. Have some names that we all remember. Have some names that we've all forgotten or maybe haven't known. So our goal is to provide you with some information on those. Cary, today I have a man that wrestled in Capital Wrestling.
Okay.
And I have...
Makes it even worse if I don't know him.
That is your quote-unquote home promotion. I have the safety net here for Cary. Should he need some information, I'm going to show the crowd this card here, the folks at home. And Cary, I'm going to keep an eye on the timer here. What can you tell me about the great Sunni Warcloud?
Well, he has a beautiful headdress.
He sure does.
I know the name. There was a number. All right.
Yep, keep going. I keep going there.
Well, there were a number of Indian wrestlers. I'm going to go, of course, the great Chief J. Strongbow.
Sure.
But prior to Chief J and these other Strongbows they would bring in, there was Chief Big Heart.
Keep going. You are hot. You are right there.
There was Don Eagle.
Don Eagle, yep. But stay on the Chief Big Heart piece.
Oh, for goodness sake.
That was his tag team partner in Capital. Chief Big Heart. Yep.
That must have been, it had to be in the, well, it was pre-66.
Right. 59, I think. 59, okay. 60, yep.
But I will acquiesce to your knowledge here.
Sure. Well, it was actually 1960 as I'm looking through the notes here. Chief Big Heart had a real big run in Madison Square Garden, or excuse me, Sunni Warcloud did with Chief Big Heart as a tag team. When he wrestled in the Garden, though, he wrestled some names that everybody probably should know if you're watching something like this. Buddy Rogers, Mike DiBiase, the son of Ted DiBiase, or the father of Ted DiBiase, and Eddie Graham. Of course, the great promoter in Florida and the father of Mike Graham. And so that's where he had maybe his most notable run for our area from the Northeast. But he was personally discovered by Jim Thorpe.
Really?
Yeah. So that's...
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Jim Thorpe was a Native American.
He sure was. Yeah. So Jim Thorpe personally discovered Sunni Warcloud, or as the legend goes, I can't find out if that was a pro wrestling fact, wink, wink, or if that was an actual fact, but it's been repeated over time.
Well, many of the Indian wrestlers, certainly Chief J. Strongbow, who was Joe Scarpa, and a number of other Indian wrestlers were not Indians, really. Right. And so I'm guessing that Sunni Warcloud was an actual Native American.
Actual Native American, as far as I could tell, yeah. And he did a number of pretty cool things. In 1948, he was a fan favorite, and he had a really big house against Gorgeous George.
Okay.
So that was a nice accomplishment there. He feuded a lot with Lord James Blears, which is a name I'm sure that will come up in the set. He wrestled in Spain, Australia, Alberta, Canada. He became one of the early TV stars in LA with the WWA at that point, or the NAWA, as it was previously known. He faced John Tolos, Lee Henning, and he actually had some interesting New York matches. He wrestled in Sunnyside Gardens a couple times.
Well, if you were on that circuit, you would have. Now, the LA stuff, was that in the 60s?
Early 60s, yeah.
I might have seen him. Do you know when his career ended?
His career ended by 67 because in 67 he starred in a movie about Jim Thorpe.
No kidding.
Called Jim Thorpe All-American. He didn't play Jim Thorpe, but he was in the movie as an actor.
Well, I was going to make an incorrect statement saying that when they started showing the Los Angeles wrestling on Channel 41 on the Spanish, it was shown. The Spanish International Network was shown New York, Miami, I believe Chicago, wherever in LA, where they had major Latin American populations, but that wasn't until 1970. So Sunni Warcloud was out of the picture by then.
Yeah, well, he had an interesting trajectory, interesting careers. We're coming up on 4 minutes. Our first wrestler that I've seen that's wrestled in Tri-City Promotions, which is in Idaho territory.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was something that popped off the page regular there at one point. He also had stops in LA, like we talked about. He assumed the identity of Chief Crazy Horse at one point. Took on Lou Thez in a match toward the end of Thez's career, and then ended his career Jim Crockett Promotions and WWA in Los Angeles.
And I just thought of another great Indian star that, and as I was going back, Wahoo McDaniel.
Absolutely. And so Sunni Warcloud, very interesting career, personally discovered by Jim Thorpe. Someone that has a really great card, really beautiful card. It's one of the nicest cards in the set. Got some vibrant colors. And a guy that really did it all. He was at or near the top in a number of different places, including what eventually became Jim Crockett Promotions and the Carolinas and what eventually became the WWE.
Well, that was a good one.
Yeah, Sunni Warcloud, lucky number 21. Sunni Warcloud, what a nice career he had.
Hell of a career. I'm glad I knew a little bit about him.
There you go. Tag team partners with Chief Big Heart in New York. Well, that'll do it for episode 21 of 55 & 5. If you're liking this, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. We're coming back tomorrow at 8 p.m. with another edition of 55 & 5. For Cary, for AJ of Bisson Creative, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Happy wrestling, everybody.